Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? We're all doing very, very well. Now, yeah, as some of you know, I've been away for a few days in sunny Wales, and my God, was it sunny. It is blistering. The UK is now absolutely sweltering in a huge, huge heat wave, and tomorrow, it's going to be even hotter again. And you can see I've had varying vests of different sort of sizes and dimensions, and now you can see, you know, look at that. It's like a little breastplate I'm wearing there. But yeah, the bronzy is coming on with gusto. Now, so I've come back home, and I know I've got videos waiting to be done. I'm not going to mention that one. Yeah, it has ram at the start and bow at the end of it. Yeah, that video is coming. But I've got other things lined up as well, like other unboxings and reviews, and just you know what. But, or rather, you don't know what, but you will find out. And I come back and we've got some news on Prey. Predator 5. I've been banging on about this for a while. Yeah, I said I wouldn't do this. I said I wouldn't try and hype things up as much as I've done in the past, and only to be let down. But I find myself getting more and more smitten with this movie and the potential it holds for real great action, suspense and drama, and a new slant on the well-worn and absolutely pretty much worn out Predator franchise. It's giving it a new zest of life, setting it sort of 300 years before as a sort of prequel. Can't really see it being a prequel, really. It's just a Predator story set before the Predator stories that we've seen. Although I don't know, maybe it will tie in, I don't know. But the Comanche tribe will go up against a lesser tech variant of the Predator that we know and love and fear. And it'll come down to one warrioress, Naru. Do you know, I keep forgetting her name. I'm so into this movie, and yet I forget the main character's name. Naru. Something like that anyway, played by Amber Midthunder. And again, just to reiterate what I've said a few times now, because I'm seeing this so many times on forums that people are still banging on about, they're not even using Native Americans. The entire Comanche cast of this movie, the characters, are all played by Native Americans, all of them, and they are speaking Comanche. The film is in two versions, in English and in Comanche. So rest assured, you're covered. It's a language which is dying. It's dying. And the the producer, Jahan Myers, who is Comanche, is championing this. Give it a chance to bring back the Comanche language, keep it relevant and active in an environment where people, a wider audience, can accept it and embrace it. I mean, I don't think she's thinking that we're all going to start learning Comanche. Although, to be honest, you know, I find the whole thing very invigorating. And being someone that failed at French, although I know a fair bit, voulez-vous, fuck you, from Southern Comfort. And a bit of German, Achtung! You know, I could go on. But my wife is multilingual. French, German, Spanish. There's more than that. French, German, Spanish. Something else. Oh yeah, she's got a conversational English now and again when she's had a few. But so I champion anything that does this sort of thing and brings back a language, a lingo, or a custom, or maybe a costume or a weapon, an ideology which has been buried in history and then forgotten about and neglected. But it's doing that. So again, just to reiterate to everyone who's still under any impression that, oh, they're just using white actors who are made to look like Native Americans. No, they're using real Native Americans. That's what they're doing, and they can speak Comanche. They've learned to speak Comanche. Okay, maybe phonetically, but what difference? What do you want? You know, it's just, oh God, the haters out there are just being so unbelievably ridiculous. Anyway, I'm hugely looking forward to it, as you know. So I've come back home only just and got the news that I was waiting for. And I've had to hastily reconfigure and just get some more predatorial stuff in the background. You know what I'm like. I like me props and me things so you guys can look around and go, oh yeah, oh he's into Predator. He knows his stuff, doesn't he? Yeah, I do know my stuff. And I took all this down from previous videos. But anyway, here it is now. So, and I'm playing for a very specific reason. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag by Brian Tyler, a composer, a games composer and a movie composer that I really do admire. I love his action stuff, I love his motifs, I love his melody, I love his rhythms, I love everything about what Brian Tyler brings to movie scoring and scoring in general. And the thing that was lacking in all the information we had thus far on Predator 5, Prey, was who was composing the bloody music. Now, we know the first two movies was Alan Silvestri, the great cinematic composing god that is Alan Silvestri. Delta Force, Back to the Future, oh my god, Polar Express, but many, many others. Mummy Returns, fantastic stuff. He had done and created the martial marches, the anthems, the muscular music of Predator 1 and 2, which then bled into all the other movies. People were just, taking little snippets and, we'll use that, we'll reference that. But John Debney with Predators, which I don't mind at all, I don't mind the movie at all. His score really, really piled on the Alan Silvestri stuff, but gave it another sort of voice. But he did it on purpose. It was not just an homage to what Silvestri had done. It was something spectacularly individual, but bringing all those old themes into my own love and really reinvigorating them with new verve and new vigour, new blood. So, who was going to be scoring this? And I've done videos on this before, God, it's getting close now. Have they announced a composer for this? And I come back, only a couple of hours ago, and yes, they have. They have announced the composer now. And I've already forgotten her name. Oh, aren't the woke crew going to have fun with this? Not only have you got a female protagonist, who's going to have to fight, this a predatorial aggressor from outer space. How's she going to do this? Oh, pish, pash, tosh. That's woke fury. And then keyboard. Hate. Wankers. Anyway, yeah, it's a girl composing it. Get over it. And the girl, now, I didn't know who she was. I went, who? Genuinely went, who? Her name is SARAH Schachner, right? And she is an American composer and musician who has worked on the scores of films, television series and video games. That's why I'm playing Brian Tyler's score for the game Assassin's Creed. Because she's worked with Brian Tyler on a lot of video game scoring and also in other movies that he's done. So she has cut her teeth with a very action-orientated composer who is known and revered. And Brian Tyler's stuff is great. I've got many scores from Brian Tyler. So, to give you a bit more blurb on her, yeah, and I'm on the biography because I don't know who she is. I couldn't not have said, if someone said it's SARAH Schachner, I'd have gone, who? Well, in fact, I did go, who? When I got that, I was like, what? Who dat? Who's she? She grew up in the suburbs of Philadelphia. When she was 5, she first started playing piano and then started playing the violin. She kept learning other instruments such as viola and cello and played with both family and in an orchestra, as well as a jazz band. Now that's important, that. The classical kind of thing of playing with classical instruments in a classical vernacular is one thing. That's a very studied and very sort of resolute and a distinctive sort of sound. What happens when you combine that with playing in a jazz band? You get a whole new modernistic rhythm. You get a whole new sort of tempo going, and you can bring in other instruments and you can turn a classical orchestra into something really hip and lively and with it. Any composer worth their salt can do that with an orchestra anyway. But she went on to the Berklee College of Music, then moved to Los Angeles, City of Angels. And she began to work with composer Brian Tyler, who then worked in film and started composing video game music. Tyler first brought Schachner in to work on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Schachner said, I started doing music on the games for him, and I realised how much I love working on games. Since then, Schachner has worked on more Call of Duty games, such as Infinite Warfare, and also worked with Ubisoft on the Far Cry and Assassin's Creed series. Schachner began to incorporate synthesizers with their work on string instruments. This is what a lot of composers do. I mean, even like the likes of Jay Goldsmith, of course, brought in electronica. You know, Alan Silvestri himself brought in vast armaments of the synclavier for Delta Force and all this stuff, like, you know, and electronica plays a huge part. So, and of course, do you know what I was going to say then? And Alan Silvestri, of course, also did Predator and Predator 2. We know that. I said that at the opening, didn't I? Right, now, what else have we got here? Well, there's quite a lot of stuff that she's done. There's a few films. Cool It, She Believes in Fate, Remains, Promesas, Unhung Hero? Unhung? That's a bit rude, isn't it? The Lazarus Effect. Now, I must admit, I know The Lazarus Effect. I don't know any of the others at all. And that's where she's been composing, or co-composing. But additional music she's done for John Dies at the End for Don Coscarelli, yes. Expendables 2, Brian Tyler, obviously. Iron Man 3, Now You See Me and Now You See Me 2 as arranger and programmer and additional music. She's worked on TV and obviously the video games, and she's worked on other stuff as well in various capacities in the sound and music department. So the girl's got a lot of background. Already, I know people, even not just the knee-jerk reactionaries who don't like women to be involved in movies, full stop. How can a woman be a hero in a movie against a predator? How can a woman create the music in a movie about a woman beating a predator? We don't know she beats the predator. We don't know that. We can assume that. We can hope that, but who knows? But anyway, that is how it stands. But these guys are going to come out, wriggle out from the woodwork yet again. Oh, it's woke all over. Oh, not only is it, it's an ethnic minority, you know, a Native American tribe. As a woman protagonist. Oh, God, no. And now, they're woking it up beyond belief. It's a woman doing the music. A woman doing action music? There's some great women composers out there. Fabulous women composers out there. And I've got a great high hopes of this. This has not in any way, shape or form changed my really adrenalized and enthusiastic sort of approach to this movie. Despite my much better sort of, my better judgment, and don't get involved in these films until you've seen it. Don't really invest too much hope. Wait till you've seen it. I can't help it. I'm getting more and more excited by this movie. Everything I hear about, everything I see, the teaser, the trailer, everything that Dan Trachtenberg, the director, has been saying about it, which I've covered all this before. But I'm hoping now that we don't get too much more, because Dan Trachtenberg seemed to be saying a little bit too much in his the last interviews that he was giving, like the Total Film, or was it Empire? One of the two anyway. And the stuff that he's tweeted as well, like, I don't think we want to hear too much more. Let's go in, as blind as can be now. But, having said that, each new snippet I'm hearing, I'm going, yeah, more and more. So, let's say I'm playing Assassin's Creed at the moment, but really we should be playing a little bit of Predator, so let's get back into Predator. And we'll go back to the original. Come on now. Some of the best suspenseful and action music going. Let's go into Predator. Let's go into, well, there we are. Jungle Trek. They've took out the South American guerrillas who've already killed the CIA men, the hostages. We are a rescue team, not assassins. Yeah, you try and believe that, yeah. With all that firepower you've got, and all the muscles you guys have got, yeah. We are a rescue team. And this is where the Predator's found the crushed scorpion, and it dies in his hand, and he's like, yeah. And then it cuts to Arnie's team moving with their prisoner Anna, the female gorilla. Gorilla as in fighter, not a huge simian thing with big hairy boobage. And they're moving swiftly through the jungle. This is Silvestri's music as you watch each member of the team moving through. The stealth and speed. And then finally, with all this tribal drums going off, we reach Arnie, Major Dutch Schaefer. Schaefer? What's this new composer's name again? Schachner. Schaefer? Schachner? Possibly. Connection. But these counter rhythms. You've got about 3, maybe 4 different counter rhythms going on there, all very tribal, and yet one with a particularly militaristic bent. It's awesome. That tribal element, isn't it great? Let's go into, hang on a minute. That's what I wanted. Ethnic percussion and weirdness. I would expect that SARAH Schachner is going to come out with a lot of ethnic sort of instruments. As we read before, she's played a lot, she's learned a lot of instruments, and electronica will come in. I would suspect you're going to have ethnic flutes, you're going to have native woodwinds playing there, you're going to have woodblock, you're going to have tribal drums playing as well. And there's no cliche involved in that. Don't go thinking, oh God, that's obvious, isn't it? Well, yeah, you're gonna expect it. You're gonna want that. This is what the Comanches would have played with their musical instruments and their musical sensibilities. They would have had drums and percussion and woodwind flutes and things like that. So that's what you're going to expect. If you're going to try to keep it in that cultural sort of voice, that's what you're going to have. Now let's go on to I can't resist doing this. I'm sorry. While I'm doing this, let me just, using stealth and camouflage, let me go and find some whiskey while you listen to this. What do we have here? What happened? Blame. The wounds all fused and cauterized. What the hell could have done this to a man? And of course, they've just strafed the entire jungle with all the firepower that mankind can yet muster in a small unit behind enemy line squad. We hit nothing. No blood, no bodies, nothing. And Arnie steps up with a look of shit. What's out there? I want a defensive position atop that ridge. Mine it with everything we got. Put him in his poncho. Take him with us. And you got Bill Duke. There's Mac. I'll do it. Because that's his best friend, Blaine, who's been had his chest blown out. Isn't that brilliant? It's that, and again, that's tribal. That's a tribal, suspenseful, driving rhythm. This is what I expect that this composer is going to bring to this movie. Even before knowing who she was, and I don't yet really know who she is. I've only got one score that she's worked on. I know some of the films she's been involved in, but I don't know the music, so I really can't comment. But I've got a great feeling about this. I mean, everyone else has got a bad feeling about this, but let's go on to my next favourite. Yesterday, what did you see? Tell me, what did you see? You're wasting your time. When the big man was killed, you must have wounded it. Its blood was on the leaves. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Suddenly I gave him Stallone's, then we can kill it, you know. But, so this is when they realised, look, right, if you can see all our traps, maybe you can't see this. So they're building traps and booby traps out of the foliage and the landscape itself. And they're creating this, they're pulling all the trees down and creating this sort of net to catch it in. Can you imagine? I love this. Yeah, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Ah, it's genius. And a couple of them are using that knife, the big predator knife. You can see it there. I've done videos on this knife. Awesome. Chopping vines down. Right. We've got Sonny Landham there as well. Oh, God. And then you've got Carl Weathers as Dylan. Dylan's ripped to fuckingness. You know, he's Apollo Creed, for Christ's sake. You know. What makes you think this Boy Scout bullshit's gonna work? See all our tripwires? Maybe you can't see this. Instead of complaining, maybe you should help. And he goes, so next thing you see, Weathers just took his top off. And he's glistening there. Whoa. I don't care how it sounds. Fucking hell, I admire bodies that are fucking well built. Whether they're female, male, I prefer the female, but... And then you've got, well, you've lost Hawkins already, Shane Black, he's gone. But you've still got Poncho Ramirez, and he's got little spindly arms, and yet he is a Vietnam veteran, one of several in the movie. So I love that music. Awesome. Let's go on to another classic. So, SARAH SCHACHNER, if you're watching this, I want some references. No, you do your own thing. It'd be great, it'd be cool if you could reference Silvestri's themes in the tribal element. I don't say you can't do it in a militaristic way. I understand that, but you could bring some, you know, muscularity to it, the action beats and the suspense that Silvestri puts in there. But hon, you do your own thing, hon. No, because we're like that now, me and Sarah. Yeah. Would you like some whiskey, Sarah? Oh, not too much. Come on now. You've only just met. Poor old Billy, Sonny Landham, on the big log across the chasm, uses that to, you know, on his medicine pouch. I know, we all want to see how that fight transpired. Cut to like Arnie and Anna and Poncho, and you hear Billy scream, ah! And they turn around and they're shaking. Poncho's ribs are knackered. Then he gets his face blown off like with a plasma cannon blast. Arnie's M203 gets blown in half and he gets hurt. Says to Anna, run, go, get to the boozer. You get the first round in. And then Arnie does his run. This is what seals this movie for me. Arnie is terrified in this sequence. He's running for his life. He's leading the predator away from Anna, who's going to the helicopter arrival point. And he's just running. Come on, man. And it's coming behind him. He's running for his life. Oh, shit. Whoa. And he goes over the edge. I've said this before a million times. And they're clearly, you know, you can see what's below. Rocks. That over the cliff shot, there's rocks below. He wouldn't survive. And yet he lands, oh, doing all this. and goes over the waterfall. Anyway. Oh. He's just coming out the water and he's covered in mud and sludge. And the predator's coming up behind. And he's like, oh! Sorry, it looks like I've got alopecia there. These are the lighter bits of my hair. You know, I've not got baldy spots. Apart from the big friar tuck round here. And he's like, oh no. And he crawls up into the fallen tree, all the roots, and he's there. He's looking for his weapon, it's not there. Oh, it's like, he's awaiting death. He's just like, a pet comes up like this. It's the glitchy, you know, what do you call it? The cloaking device begins to glitch because of the water. And like Kevin Peter Hall's like on his wrist, looking around. His plasma cannon, and like his laser targeting, triangles in on something, a heat pattern behind a log. Why am I describing it? You've seen it. You know what's happening. I'll tell you what I don't know is, what is the little scurrying animal that is it an anteater or a fucking hell? What's happened here? Predator's got his limboing. He's in Jamaica, man. You know, that's Predator 2, isn't it? He's like oh, I can limbo. God almighty. You just sit down, mate. You sit down. You've had too much to drink. You can't stand up, can he? Jesus. Come on now. Damn you, Necker, and your loose legs. But yeah, you couldn't see me. No, as I always say, Arnie says it out loud. He goes, you couldn't see me. No, but he can fucking hear you. He's only over there. And Kevin Peter Hall does that great little, with his muscle-bound calves. He leaps across the rocks after shooting at this little tiny thing. And I love the way as well, like, if you watch it properly, like, because the plasma cannon is in sync with is the helmet and all the biotech that's in there. So as he's going like that and looking around, it goes up and like round and then down and round. It follows his movements, so which is a great, you know, targeting system. It's in tune with what he's staring at, so it's always going to be aiming at what he's looking at, which is a nice little maneuver. This is Arnie building his traps. I always think as well, like, you know, Arnie's fucking lucky that the Predator isn't just sitting there going like, what time is it? I'll give you another hour or so. Let you waste your time. Yeah, I'm not going to fall for that one. Oh, spikes. Yeah, okay. But no, the Pred goes off to like, I couldn't find him, but I was starting like playing around with these skulls, yeah, and like treating my own wounds and all that, like, and then I'll just sit back in my own festering heap of blood and carnage and all my trophies. The demon that makes trophies of man. And Arnie builds all his traps and that, like, and in that tremendous. I mean, let's listen to it. Like, he's got his knife. He has got a survival knife, and he's sharpening all these things. And he's got a big, I don't know, a 200-pound fucking tree trunk, which he's like holding up. So there's a lot of this going on, you know. And he's there, and he's got his little trip mechanism and the spikes as well, like. So he's going to try and lure this thing in there. He's also making explosives, like spearheads and arrow tips out of the. He get his grenades and he'll take them apart and gets all the leaf fronds, folds them around, packs them in, sticks them on the end of spears and arrows. So going back to what? Basics, primal, primitive weaponry. Everyone is banging on about like, oh, a Predator can beat a woman with bow and arrow and a tomahawk. The Predator kicked the shit out of Arnie, who had to go back to go and use primal weapons and only won on luck alone. But the Predator's whooping his ass. Good stuff. But he manages to, by luck, get back to the little cleft in the ground. But even then, he's gone in the wrong way. So that whole thing about the trap, that's the trigger mechanism to bring the spikes in. And the Predator sees the spikes and is going like, fuck that. Gets up and walks around, and Arnie's just like that. Go on, do it! Do it now! Kill me, I'm here! Do it now! And all that kind of blare. Predator jumps around the other way, and he realises, hang on a minute, my trip mechanism, he was meant to kick that. Well, I can kick it now. Boom! So, the trip for the spikes ends up on Pred's head. On the Pred head. Crunch time. Sorry, Arnie's still building. So I've raced ahead there. By the way, folks, I know some of you regular viewers will know that I've done this entire sequence before. But hey, it's Predator. Can it ever be too much? Oh, hang on. He's put all his camouflage, his mud on. He's there. He's got a big bonfire. He lights the bonfire. Wait, he's got a big flaming stave. Goes out on a big tree branch overlooking the lagoon. And it echoes through the jungle. And the Predator goes, fuck off. With his mask on. Can't see his eyes. Just like... It's a warrior's call to action. And he's just going like, right. So the spikes come out. This video, folks, was to announce the composer for the new movie. But hey, you know, it's also, look, this is the original that we know and love, which has not been surpassed. I can't dare to imagine that Prey will surpass it, because it won't, it can't, it will not, because Prey's not original. This is an original movie, and Prey can be excellent, and I really do hope and pray, and truly believe that it will be excellent, that it will deliver in the suspense, the scares, the horror, the carnage, the action, and the Pred tech and the primal humans against it. I think it's all going to work. It appears to be coming together really, really well for me. I hope it is for you guys too. And I don't want to be the one that has spent months banging on about this movie and it turns out to be shite. I did that with Halloween Kills. I know some of you guys like Halloween Kills. I thought it was absolute turd. Pure garbage. Even for its own genre of just, oh, switch your brain off, it's just stalk and slash. It was fucking shit. Especially because it built itself up as being far more than that. No, this is, it looks different. It looks like it's taking a fresh approach to what the Predator franchise and stories and canon have been so far. And I'm way looking forward to it. Now, you may have noticed. And I've got the music on fucking blasted, but Silvestri's suspense cues are awesome. Dan Trachtenberg said, the director again, said that I want to go back to basics. How many times do you hear this? It never happens. But I believe him. After doing 10 Cloverfield Lane with the ogre that is John Goodman, and when you realise what a twat he really is and what he's really doing, and you've got Elizabeth Winstead, that's it, Elizabeth Winstead, when she realises, and her fight back, and when it all goes tits up, and then eventual fight back and escape, the suspense that he wrings out of all of that is just unbelievable. It's real, you know, palm wetting, arse puckeringly fucking, you know, sweaty inducing suspense, and I think he'll bring that to this. Again, this is the sort of suspenseful build-up in the mano a predo of Arnie versus Kevin Peter Hall as the Predator. Again, this bit there, it's the Predator's feet. The camera's following the feet, running across them, and then jumping on that big log, the big tree trunk across the chasm. Brilliantly shot. You think it's landed in front of him because Arnie goes, oh, he's looking around, and you see it land. But then it's looking around. It knows he's there somewhere, and the camera, John McTiernan's camera, slowly comes around this huge log, and Arnie's hanging underneath it, like all bits of shit and mud are falling off, like as the Pred boom, 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 walks across, and Arnie's like, right, I'm off. Squares off. Next thing, he's got his fucking spears. Right, round 2. It is awesome, isn't it? Folks, I'm not going to go any further into this. I've done this so many times. I know some are going, oh, let's get to the end of this. I can't be bothered. I'm hungry. I've just got back from Wales, and I just thought I'd give you the news about who's composing Prey. But I'm loving this suspense. What's going to happen next? Fluorescent day glow blood dripping behind him. I don't know, I've forgotten, you tell me. Pred turns around, poof, poof. Arnie grabs that tree branch, it snaps off. Actually, that wasn't that bit. Or was it? If you can hear, there's Predator footsteps coming down the stairs. Yeah, I got that bit wrong. I jumped the gun a little bit. We're going to go through it. Oh, fuck it. Why the hell not? We're here. Let's carry on. We've got this stuff. We're alright for a bit, aren't we? You alright? If you got to go, got to run off somewhere, it's alright. Just come back to the video. Dead easy for you guys. Me, got to start making the tea soon. Shit. We might have crushed scorpion for tea. Put it in the wok. This is the bit. He's gone into the cave and he's seen there's blood. Bleed, bastard. And as he's watching all this blood, and he spends a lot of time looking at the blood dripping down, and then blood drips down, and he's going. And he's got like a grenade. Whoa! He leaps out. This is when he grabs the tree trunk, and it snaps off, and he goes, cartwheels through the air, goes into the water, comes up, of course, and it's washed all the mud off. Bloody good water, that, isn't it? It cleans and sterilises everything. The 2 spikes either side of his head. Against the tree. Boom! And that big visor, the big faceplate comes in. And Arnie's like... It was walks off stalking around. The big fucking I am. And the unveiling. And all this going on, like cannons come off. Boosh, spoosh. The Preds can't see for shit, can they? With the mask on, at least in Predator 2, you can see that they can flick through, you know, different various spectrums. But none of them are very good, really. You're one ugly motherfucker. There will not be a Comanche variant on that. I hope not. Boosh! Bang! You know, snaps the log in half. Bad idea. Fucking backhanded. Arnie phew, into orbit. And then the claws whoosh, raking the rocks that Arnie's like fucking scrambling against. And Arnie like bang! Bang! And the fucking mandibles are going like boof! Boof! Now the Pred can box as well. Didn't have that in his strategy before, but Arnie's just taught him it. Hit me with your fists! And he beats the shit out of Arnie. Arnie's like, whoa, fucking blood whoosh, come out of his gob. Oof, body blows. For a long time, I didn't like the way it was filmed. I thought, I want to see this properly. But you just see like Arnie in like sort of the Predator vision. But he runs up at one point and he starts doing this. But the Predator just fucking knocks him down again, like. And in a way, it's great. And you cut from Predator vision, and the little flash cuts of Arnie go oof or poof with blood, and he's on the deck. Oh god, you know, blood dripping. It's like, oh no. Again, you've got like that was Bub from Day of the Dead there. Alicia. Yeah. They all blare into one for me. And Arnie's fucking crippled, his legs are done. He's crawling a long way. Why can't he get up? Because his fucking spine's been done in. He's been wrecked to fuck. And he gets into that little cleft in the ground. And he's like, he sees it. My god, I've got back into the very trap I built for this bastard. Who'd have thought that, eh? The script writers, you know. And the Pred's just fucking walking up like, come on! Kill me, I'm here. Do it now, do it now. Kill me, I'm here, come on. And the Pred's, you fucking done here? What's the bango? You think I'm gonna fall for this shit? Guess again, motherfucker. I've been round the galaxy a dozen times. Not a Newton dude. Goes round the other side, and Arnie's like, oh, fuck. Ugh, jumps down like in a big like, big snarl, and I was more like the Cowboy Lion and Mr. the Voss. Boosh! Kicks that little tripwire, and the Pred just goes, oof. Oh fuck no. Pred's like, shit. Why couldn't I have worked out the spikes and those woke bastards that are like, Pred's just like, big Dayglow fart juice flies out, and Arnie's there with the big rock. Hey, yes. What the hell are you? And Pred's like, he's coughing up shite, fluorescent bollocks, like, what the hell are you? Oosh. Mercy? Sympathy? Just, I won't kill a defenseless thing, you know. Fuck off. We're a rescue team, not assassins. Well, you've already proved that to be a load of bollocks, haven't you? Drops the rock anyway. But Pred just goes, oh, fuck you. I'm going out, so are you. And this entire fucking jungle. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Rips. And Arnie's going like, what? Fuck off. You'd be chucking women and kids. Oh, Jesus Christ. Little natives, fuck off, you know. Boom. And like, I love the way that the Tiernan films this. Little fizzy explosions. And it gets bigger. And Arnie, whose back's been done in, it's going like a Tom Cruise, fucking muscle-bound Tom Cruise, way, and leaps over this. Another log, another tree, fucking thing. Well, it's a jungle, it's full of them. Boom. I've just entirely realised that this video wasn't about this. It was about, yes, we've got a composer for Prey. Right, anyway. We've got a composer for Prey. And I'm away. Okay? That's your video for today. Folks, I have been always Shabby Kilt-Man. Predator Prey looks amazing. I am pleased and a little bit surprised that it wasn't a known commodity, composing Prey. But in a way, I'm not still doing the rhyming or the rapping. In a way, I'm still massively pleased because it's only going in line with this whole new ethos. This is a new direction, a new injection into the Predator franchise. We've got a new story set several hundred years ago, different characters, a different story, a different kind of Predator, and we're going to have a different composer who's going to bring something new, vibrant, and hopefully very tribal and ethnic to the whole thing as well. This is only getting better as far as I'm concerned. Please comment below and let me know what you think about this news, what you think about my ridiculous reenaction of all those sequences there, which were unwanted, unlooked for, and totally unnecessary, but you got them anyway. And you know, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Oh, it's going to help me and help the channel. If you're just passing by, just go, oh, subscribe. It was alright that. If you didn't like it, then don't worry about it. I'm going to do it. No one's forcing you to do anything. And subscribing doesn't cost you a penny. Mrs. Kilt-Man thinks, oh, you always want subscribers, but no one wants to pay. Keep saying so. No, you don't pay for this. You don't pay for it. If you like what you see, if you like what you've seen here, you subscribe to it, and then and hit that little notification bell. Then you'll get, every time I do a video, you'll get told about it. You know, and if you don't want to know about it, then don't watch it. You don't lose. You don't lose at all. But we all gain if I get more sort of algorithm hits, whatever the hell that means. I fucking don't know. Is that what the Predator's got on his wrist? Algorithm. Kill Austrian oak with X amount of, you know, nuclear devices. All that kind of shit. I don't know what it means. I just know that the more people that like, leave messages, it just helps my algorithm go places, hitherto uncharted places. And the better that happens, the more that happens, the better it works out for the channel and the more stuff that I can do. There you go. Bit of self-plug in there, but I see everybody else doing this. Even people that really don't really need it, but you know, but there you go. Folks, I'm going to see you all. Namaste. He's a friend of mine. Mac, you take first watch. I've just told you, he was a friend of mine, and I've just seen him die. Can I not have a moment's peace to be with my friend who's just had his chest blown out? No, Mac, you take first watch. Do it now!